Hi, I'm Kennard Santos from BSTM2B and I'll present to you the beautiful country of Jamaica.
Etymology.
Jamaica, a Caribbean island nation, has a lush topography of mountains, rainforests, and reef-lined beaches. Many of its all-inclusive resorts are clustered in Montego Bay, with its British colonial architecture, and Negril, known for its diving and snorkeling sites. Jamaica is famed as the birthplace of reggae music, and its capital, Kingston, is home to the Bob Marley Museum dedicated to the famous singer.
Facts and statistics. Jamaica is an island country situated in the Caribbean Sea, spanning 10,990 square kilometers in area. It is the third largest island in the Greater Antilles and Caribbean, after the Cuba and Hispaniola. Jamaica lies about 145 kilometers south of Cuba and 191 kilometers west of Hispaniola. The island containing countries of Haiti and Dominican Republic. The British Overseas Territory of the Cayman Islands lies some 215 kilometers to the northwest. Population 2018 estimate was 2,726,667. 2011 census 2,697,900. Flag background.
Flag of Jamaica. The flag of Jamaica was adopted on August 6, 1962, Jamaican Independence Day. The country having gained independence from the British Protected Federation of the West Indies. The flag consists of a gold saltire which divides the flag into four sections, the two of them green top and bottom, and the two black hoist and fly. It is currently the only national flag that does not contain a shade of colors red, white, or blue. The sun shineth, the island is green, and the people are strong and creative. It's the symbolism of the colors of the flag. The black depicts the strength and creativity of the people. The gold, the natural beauty of the sunlight and the wealth of the country. The green signifies hope and agricultural resources.
History. The Caribbean island of Jamaica was initially inhabited in approximately 600 AD or 650 AD by the Red people, often associated with red pottery. By roughly 800 AD, a second wave of inhabitants occupied by the Arawak tribes, including the Taínos, prior to the arrival of Columbus in 1494. Early inhabitants of Jamaica named the land of Jamaica, meaning the land of wood and water. The Spanish enslaved the Arawak, who are ravaged further by disease that the Spanish brought with them. Early historians believe that by 1602, the Arawak-speaking Taino tribes were extinct. However, some of the Taino escaped into the forested mountain of the interior, where they mixed with runaway African slaves and survived free from first Spanish and then English rule. The Spanish also transported hundreds of West African people to the island. However, the majority of Africans were brought into Jamaica by the English. In 1655, the English invaded Jamaica and defeated the Spanish. Some African slaves took advantage of the political turmoil and escaped to the island's interior mountains, forming independent communities which became known as the Maroons. Meanwhile, on the coast, the English built the settlement of Port Royal, a base of operations where piracy flourished as so many European rebels had been rejected from their countries to serve sentence on the sea. Captain Henry Morgan, a plantation owner and Welsh privateer, raided settlements and shipping bases in Port Royal, earning him his reputation as one of the richest pirates in the Caribbean. In the 18th century, sugarcane replaced piracy as British Jamaica's main source of income. The sugar industry was labor-intensive and the British brought hundreds of thousands of enslaved black Africans to the island. In 1850, the black and mulatto Jamaican population outnumbered the white population by a ratio of 20-1. Enslaved Jamaicans mounted over a dozen major uprisings during the 18th century, including Taki's revolt in 1760. There were also periodic skirmishes between the British and the mountain communities of the Jamaican Maroons, culminating in the First Maroon War of the 1730s and the Second Maroon War of 1795 and 1796. Cultural icon and reggae star Bob Marley is arguably the most famous Jamaican there's ever been, and as such there's a whole museum dedicated to the singer. You'll find it at his old house on the legendary Hope Road. With this distinctive style, laid-back attitude, and incredible songwriting talent, it's easy to see why the world fell in love with Bob Marley. He belongs on every beach playlist as his songs fit the mood and style of the Caribbean. Find out all there is to know about him at this museum, which remains one of the most famous attractions in Jamaica. When we think about Jamaican landmarks, Devon House always comes to mind. Dating back to 1881, Devon House was the home of George Steeville, a famous Jamaican millionaire who once held the position of Custos of St. Andrew. Good Hope Plantation dates back to the 18th century, when it was one of the Jamaica's original sugar estates. The property is a fine example of colonial architecture and was once owned by John Tarp, one of Jamaica's biggest land and slave owners. Famous playwright Sir Noel Coward is buried at Parfly House, which was once his holiday home. The house had hosted plenty of famous faces in its time, including the Queen Mother, Sir Winston Churchill, Sophia Loren, and Elizabeth Taylor, to name a few. Fort Royal, you'll find Fort Charles, an impressive and historic fort which dates back to the 17th century when it was built by the English following a successful invasion. The site has been well preserved to this day, and tourists are welcome to wander around the fort. There's even a guided tour if you'd like to learn all there is to know about this interesting piece of Jamaican history. Sports. Religion.
Jamaican religion comes in all sizes. There's something to fit nearly everyone. If you can't find your own size, it seems you can just go out and start a church to suit your needs. The country is mostly Christian, with an impressively wide variety of churches. In Black River, a small town with a population of about 5,000, there are 13 churches. Throughout Jamaica, you will also find Rastafarians and a smaller number of Jews, Hindus, and Muslims. There are also African-based cult worship, although quite often adherents belong to a Christian denomination as well. This video on religion will provide a look at the spread of Christianity, which forms so integral a part of Jamaican culture.
Number 1. Don't get into a taxi with a stranger that doesn't have a red number plate. Avoid getting into cars with strangers, especially cars without a red number plate. Even if you may consider that you might have made a friend, keep in mind that anyone you meet during your vacation is still pretty much a stranger that you have limited information about. Don't wear camouflage clothing. Wearing camouflage print is illegal in Jamaica, and in some cases packing clothing items of this type can result in them being confiscated at the airport. Only the local army is permitted to wear this print in Jamaica, so do yourself a favor and leave your camouflage items at home. It will make you invisible from local vendors anyway. Number 3. Don't show off how much you owe. Jamaica is one of those places where it's best to keep it as understated as possible. Avoid wearing flashy jewelry when out and walk with minimum cash. Pay attention to the personal information you share as it relates to where you live, how many cars you own, and things of this nature. Leave expensive electronics in your room when you head out on tours so you don't end up losing them. Number 4. Don't go off the beaten track in Jamaica if it's your first time visiting. Traveling to Jamaica for the first time, going off beaten track is one to think about, but not always a good idea in a strange destination where you don't know your way around and aren't on a paid tour. For tourists especially, exploring this way is not recommended in Jamaica. Stick to highly populated areas, and if you're in Jamaica for low-key activity like backpacking, it may be best to do so with an experienced guide. Number 5. Do not hitchhike and avoid traveling at night. Hitchhiking is a no-no in Jamaica, as is traveling to remote or unfamiliar areas at night. Highly popular tourists are usually fine in the nighttime, but be sure to make proper arrangements to get to and from the location and find out as much information as you can from your resort. Number 1. Before booking a resort, do some research on attractions you'd like to visit. Jamaica is one of the biggest islands in the Caribbean, which means there's plenty to do during your vacation. Head up your trip, do some research to see which attraction you'd most like to see. This will help with your planning accommodation. Knowing where you'd like to go and how far places are from the various resorts on the island will help you decide where to stay. Ideally, you'll want to book a resort which allows easy access to these sites. Set up airport transfers ahead of time. Getting your airport transfers organized upfront is important for any trip. This helps to avoid getting there and having no idea how to get around or how much it should reasonably cost for a taxi or rental. Avoid being overcharged, left stranded, or even hassled by driver who may or may not be authorized. And make sure your transfer arrangements are finalized before you leave at home. Differentiating passport holders. Traveling can be fast-paced and a lot of ways stressful, especially when you're traveling with a large family that includes kids. Keep tracks of everyone's passport by placing them in unique passport holders, perhaps even with name tags so you can find the one you need fast. Depend on strangers at the airport to lend you pens. It is more practical to bring your own. Put at least 2 pens into your carry-on so you're able to fill out customs and immigration forms and other documents. The faster you fill this out, the sooner you'll be out of the airport and on your way to kick off an amazing vacation in Jamaica.
Cuisine.
Number 10. Manish water. Perfect for large gatherings such as night, weddings, and parties, Manish water is made using goat meat, spices, and all the other traditional soup ingredients. Spicy and filled with flavor, 1 cup of this appetizer will lead to another. Number 9. Fish tea. Although it is called fish tea, this dish is a light soup made using fish. Perfect for rainy days, fish tea is flexible so you can add your favorite vegetables to create your signature flavor. In addition to providing a mix of vitamins and minerals, fish tea is a powerful brain food. Number 8. Oxtail and beans. Jamaican oxtails are loved by almost everyone. Traditionally served with butter beans and rice, oxtail is one of Jamaica's delicacies. Consuming oxtails will give you a good dose of calcium, vitamins B, and iron. Number 7. Brown stew chicken. Brown stew chicken is a flavorful traditional Jamaican dish commonly served with your favorite staple. Packed with protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, Jamaican brown stew chicken is definitely a must try. Number 6. Stewed peas. Stew peas with spinners is a hearty Jamaican dish. Its main ingredient, red kidney beans, is known popularly in Jamaica as red peas. Traditionally, the meal is prepared using salt beef, oxtail, or pig's tail, but there is also the vegan version without any meat. Number 5. Roast fish. If you're trying to include more protein in your diet, then this Jamaican dish is for you. With a preparation time of about 20 minutes and roughly another 20 to cook, roast fish is a quick, easy, and delicious must-try Jamaican food. Number 4. Curried goat. Did you know that goat meat is healthier than lamb and has more protein than chicken? Jamaicans love curry goat, and it's a favorite at family gatherings or at Christmas time. Insanely delicious, full of flavor, and tender to the bone, curried goat is an absolutely must try Jamaican food. Number 3. Ackee and Saltfish. Ackee and saltfish is Jamaica's national dish. It can be eaten any time of the day, though breakfast time is when it is most commonly served. Many people who live outside of Jamaica tend to be afraid of the fruit. However, the one thing to know is the right time to pick ackee. If ackee is not open when picked, it is very poisonous. Apart from that, ackee and saltfish is a delicious, must-try Jamaican food. Number 2. Jerk pork. Jamaican jerk pork is well known for its outstanding flavor and Jamaica's famous jerk sauce, packed with herbs and spices. Authentic jerk pork is a must-try for everyone visiting the island. It is usually served alongside rice and peas, festival, roast yam, bread, or simply just by itself. Before we reveal our must-try Jamaican food, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Jerk chicken. Jamaican jerk chicken is undoubtedly the most famous of all Jamaican foods, which is why it took the top spot on our list of must-try Jamaican foods. It is a well-deserved honor. So delicious, so mouth-watering, it's finger-licking good. The Maroons were the original jerkers as they cooked wild pigs on raised wooden racks placed above hot coals. Nowadays, most jerking is done in recycled metal drums which have been cut in half, hence the other popular name, pan chicken.
National Anthem.
Jamaica, Land We Love is the national anthem of Jamaica, officially adopted in July 1962. It was chosen after a competition from September 1961 until March 31, 1962, in which the lyrics of the national anthem were selected by Jamaica's House of Parliament. When Jamaica was granted independence on August 6, 1962, Jamaica Land We Love continued to be officially used as the national anthem.
Bye. Thank you for watching.